We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Jack and Jill here.
Hi.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Steve and Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWit, broadcasting from the Valley of the Sun.
Today is Jill Friday, and she's going to talk about land mailer panic.
I have a funny story I'm going to share.
Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free. Back in the day, it was nearly impossible to find land without a mailing address like 123 Main Street. To solve this, we consolidated and manipulated a 150 million unit database and put it all in one place. So all you need to do is type in the state, the county, and the assessor's parcel number, and get all the information, or just about all the information you need to make a pretty well-educated decision about whether or not you want to buy a property. It's called parcelfact.com. Check it out. We use it every day. We use it on the Thursday call. It's how we actually make acquisition decisions every single day.
I love it. It's always running on my computer, open and in the background.
So, Kevin wrote, hello, everyone. I've been part of Land Academy. Oh, you put this in here.
Just to get it started off.
Oh, I'm like, this looks familiar. Okay, let me preface this. Let's just do the show. Because this question is why I'm doing this show today.
So I think you should read the question and then just do the show.
All right, so here's the question that Kevin posted the other day. Hi, everyone. So I've been part of Land Academy for 4 months now, and I just sent out my 50,000 mailers went out. I've gotten 7 deals so far, working on a few more. I just sold 1 property and I have 3 listed. Anyway, at this point, we're trying to think about how to improve at picking counties and improve pricing. Where do I go from here? Does anyone have any thoughts? Thanks. So let's go into the thing, and then I'm going to talk about how this all played out.
Today's Jill Friday. She's going to talk about land mailer panic. This is the meat of the show.
So I read this and I felt like Kevin was panicking a little bit about his mailer yield. So, and if you're in Land Academy, you saw the communication that Kevin and I had back and forth in Discord on this. So I wrote him back and I said, hey, Kevin, I said, I'm really glad, you're concerned about this and you're thinking about mailer yield. And I said, I have to ask you though, are you really working these deals? You sent out, 50,000 mailers, right? And it's been in 4 months, which is great. There's still so much that's coming back at you. I said, first of all, there's 2 points. I said, Kevin, first of all, I still have people coming back to me from mailers that are over 10 years old. So in 4 months, you don't really have a good handle on how effective these mailers are. And number 2, my point is, are you really working these callers? Because you got to work them. If you just wait. So I asked him, I said, what you're counting yield, is it only the signed purchase agreement sent back? Because there's so much juice in all these phone calls that if you don't answer the phone or have somebody answering the phone and working these sellers and getting a number out of them, you're leaving deals on the table. So Kevin wrote me back and it's like, well, it was very sweet. He's like, hi, Jill, it was really nice. He's like, I'm happy to hear from you. He's like, well, first of all, I've actually got more deals now
9.
than since I posted that.
Yeah.
And second of all, he said, I do not like talking on the phone. It's not my thing. I know that I'm not effectively, working these, calls that come back and getting numbers out of them. It's not my thing. So I wrote Kevin back and I was like, I'm so glad to hear that your percentages are improving, and they're going to continue to improve. That's just what's going to happen, period. And then I said, and I totally understand not having a forte. Not everyone does. Love to answer the phones and work on these people. I said, so you got to find someone, and that's why Jack has me.
Let's do the math. If this was Jack Thursday, I would have. That's beautiful. Thank you. But the whole air to this is this failed.
No, but it didn't.
So I know. Let's do the math. he came back and said, well, it's 9 deals now and counting, and I'm looking at several other ones. So let's just say in the end, he does 10 deals out of this 50,000 unit mailer. That's one property for 5,000 units. 5,000 mailers sent out, I buy one property. That's what we've been publishing for years. That's 3,000 to 5,000 properties, and it's his first mailer, and he's 4 months into this. So his next mailers are going to be even better, I'm sure. There's no failure here, and I'll prove it. In fact, this is exactly how it's supposed to go. 50,000 mailers costs about $25,000 to $30,000 total to get it out the door. He's done 10 deals, or he's doing 10 deals. He's got the equity to do 10 deals. If he's making $20,000 a transaction, that's $200,000. So now he's spent $25,000 or $30,000 to make $200,000. How is that failing?
True.
Seriously,
I love it when you give it to us like that, because that makes so much sense. It's not failing, and that's my whole point. And the residual, what's out there, what's going to come back, it's amazing. People are sitting on your letters right now. They're on the fridge. Maybe the end of the year,
Yep.
maybe next spring.
Totally,
you don't know. It may be on February 22 when somebody loses a job, and they go, "Where's that letter? Where's that offer? I got to sell."
This is a grand slam home run in the bottom of the ninth to win the pennant.
Yeah.
This is not any version of failure.
Mm-hmm.
Spend $30,000 to make $200,000 in 6 months.
Well, the reason I wanted to talk about this today is because people panic. You don't look at the numbers like we're looking at the numbers, and the yield can take a little bit of time. That's why people go, "Oh, I didn't shoot." So that's the point, is give it time, and you got to really show up and do your best and really try to find deals in there. So that's my last point, is if you're not good answering the phones and you don't want to answer the phone, I want you to have Pat Live or somebody like that. Maybe you hire somebody. Maybe you know somebody. Maybe you connect with somebody in our group, form a partnership. That happens all the time. Someone's good at phones and not good at data. You guys start your own little sub thing. Good for you. Now you guys are really killing it together. But you gotta answer the phone, talk to these people, get to the bottom of it. There's a whole nother show, and there's been many shows on this. Do they want to sell, and what's their number? And then you go from there. And if you come at it like that, and I was telling Kevin in my note, like, I don't let these people go until I get a number from them. I'm just like, I gotta have a number. I don't care what it is. If you really want to sell, you have a number. What is it? And you have to have that attitude, and you're going to get a lot more deals, which is awesome.
This is not passive income.
That's true.
That's what's going on here.
Oh, that's true.
That's exactly what's happening. I can tell you right now.
I even argue that. Is passive income really passive income? I don't care. You have the best tenant, you have the best portfolio, all these stuff happens. You're even if you call it passive income, you are working those payments every month, or you have a staff that works those payments and customer service and all that stuff every month. So that's my argument. Like, it's not really passive. Somebody's got to show up.
This is education in a community for you to start your own company.
True.
And to be independently wealthy within 24 to 60 months, depending on how hard you work.
That's really true.
And for you to send out 50,000 mailers for your first 4 months is a pretty serious indication to me that you're willing to work hard. You're taking this seriously. You've capitalized it correctly. You're in it.
Good job, Kevin.
And you're willing to do what it takes. And you're honest enough to say, yeah, I don't like answering the phone, which, by the way, neither do I.
Yeah.
And I ultimately got so sick of it that I was lucky enough to find somebody like Jill who does embrace that, truly not just answer the phone, but embrace the whole part of all of it.
Yep.
And then now we times 10 it. So this is a great example of huge success.
Yep.
And it was a little bit sad for me this morning to go through Discord and not have it be in the success stories section.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna put a little note. As we're wrapping up this episode, I'm going to send Kevin a little note to make sure. I want to make sure that he listens to this and watches this.
If you do, can you ask him to be on the show?
Oh,
I would, because this should be celebrated, not like what did I do wrong.
I will put that in Discord too. All right, I'll get him. So congratulations, Kevin. As we're having a little meeting about you.
That's what's
on the air meeting about you. You're doing everything right. So, and yep, I'm gonna reach out to you. By now we've communicated.
I bet you $1. If hopefully comes on the show.
Yeah.
And he's gonna say, yeah, well, now I bought 17.
Oh yeah, exactly. This is gonna be, save it, Kevin. Whatever the real yield is, save it for when we have you on the show. Don't tell us ahead of time. This is awesome. Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week, you can find us here on the Land Academy Show.
Join us next week for another interesting episode, because you are not alone in your real estate ambition.
That'll be fun. Everybody loves to hear other people, probably more than us.
I think everybody, for sure. Everybody just wants the truth.
Yeah.
That's what they want. They want to hear somebody's real experience. This is great. This is terrible. I love doing the mailer. I hate doing the phone. Or in my case, I don't want to do any of it. I want to outsource it all and just kind of be the ringleader.
Understood.
We're Jack and Jill. Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you found our content valuable, and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.